Hey YouTube, it's a wonderful Wednesday, and that means the best day of the week, comic books. So I'm going to show you the new books I bought this week and something I got in the mail from eBay. So start off with the one and only DC book I have this week, and it's probably I think it's the only DC book that I actually read. It's Harley Quinn, issue 3. So yeah, I'm gonna assume that this big dumb heart has to do with Valentine's Day. So it would have been nice if it was actually released last week, but you can't have everything, right? Yeah, so I haven't read any of my books yet. I just got home from the shop and bagged these up because I'm probably not going to read any of this until the weekend because I've got a lot of schoolwork to do. Next up is an image book, and it is The Voices, or I'm sorry, not the, but A Voice in the Dark. Killing Game Part 2, it's issue number 4, and I gotta say, I've been enjoying the book, and it's not black and white. It's monochromatic with from black and white, but it's a lot of gray in there, so it's not just black and white. And I've been the interior art's pretty good. It's not horrible. It's not spectacular, but the covers on this book, so far I've really enjoyed them quite a bit. I think they're beautiful. Next up is another image book, and it's in issue number 1. And so I was thinking that just because it has to do with the water, I think Sarah Smash has made comments when she's been reviewing The Wake, and how, I think it was her, please forgive me if I'm wrong, but how The Wake, the whole water thing, kind of scares her. But if so, this book ought to do it for you too. I flipped through it real quick, thumbed through it. The interior art is not like superhero quality that most of us think of, but it does stick in line with Image and what they've become, where the art is acceptable, not super flashy, and it's even pretty good, particularly when it matches the stories that they're doing. And I think that based on what it seems like, I think the artwork in this book is gonna go right along with the story. So, and this is the S. Roy variant. Yeah, I don't know who S. Roy is, but it's his variant. Now I'm into the Valiant books. There's 3 of them this week. So, but oh, surprise! I bought 6 books because all 3 of them have variants this week. Yeah, I didn't really used to like the variants that much, and I used to think it was just a ploy and a gimmick, and it is. But I don't know. Sometimes I like the variants better than the original books. So first one is Bloodshot and Hardcore number 19. This is the regular. There we go. Glare. Anyways, this is the regular cover, and I think I saw on Newsarama that Bloodshot and Hardcore is going to be canceled. That it'll be ending sometime this year. Anyways, there's the variant edition. So there that is. And I'm sad to see that book go. Truly sad. I've been enjoying it. Unity number 4. It's Ninjak stabbing somebody on the cover. Looks like Harada. So that's the regular cover for this book. I need to catch up on this book. I didn't read the last issue yet. And here's the variant cover, and I think the variant cover is pretty cool. I did see, I think on Newsarama also, the same article. They're going to be releasing some new number 1s, like something about armor hunters. We just saw a picture of it, and in the article, I don't really remember the article that well because I just kind of skimmed it. But so it looks like Valiant's going to be releasing some new books, but trimming down on some old ones. Not 100% sure on that. So if you like Valiant and I'm wrong, sorry. It's just something I read online, and everything online is true. Especially the fact that we'll be dating a French model soon. Quantum and Woody number 8. I'll be honest, they could drop this title and it probably wouldn't bother me that much. But I do like the variant cover better than the regular cover, so that's not bad. Now we're delving, not deviling, but we might be deviling with this first book into the Marvel Universe and issue 3 of Deadpool. The Night of the Living Deadpool, my bad. Anyways, as by now, if you watch any of my weekly hauls, that's for my kid. Avengers World, number 3. Now, this book, I'm not sure exactly what they're doing with Avengers World, but last issue was mainly the main character in the book was the Smasher. In this book, I thumbed through this. The artwork, by the way, I really do like the artwork. It's, I don't know, Spencer. So anyways, back to what I think of the book. The artwork inside is really nice, really good. But the main character, I think, is Shang-Chi. And so he's like, there's hardly any other Avengers in the book, just him. Just like the last issue, it was almost all the Smasher. So I'm not sure if they're going to do that with every single issue and not make it a team book. I'm possibly going to be dropping this book because, if I wanted a book like that, I would go and look for it somewhere else. Don't make it Avengers World and then just make it like a revolving cast. I'm sorry, or like spotlighting just one person every month. If you're gonna do that, go ahead and make it Avengers Spotlight like they used to have back in the day. Because when you label it Avengers, anything other than Solo or Spotlight or something, it just. I'm thinking it's a team book, and it doesn't look like a team book. It looks like it's following. It looks like this. It's one long story arc being told from individual Avengers' point of view every issue, as the story develops. So I'm not really too sure. This next book's got a decent cover, and it is Spider-Man Team Up, issue 10. As I recall, last issue was pretty cool, so hopefully this one will be too. Let's get into the X books. Amazing X-Men number 4. It looks to me like hell is frozen over, and I am looking forward to reading this book. I've been enjoying it. And somebody told me that when this story arc unfolds, they're going to take Nightcrawler and put him into a different X-Men book. I'm not sure. There's a rumor that I heard at my local comic shop, but pretty cool cover. Now we have Uncanny X-Men. It's issue 17. Yep, there it is. Looks like they're in the middle of nowhere, and I have not even thumbed through this, but I am enjoying the development of some of these characters, the little bit that they're doing. So let's hope that they do develop some of the characters more. That's something that kind of like goes missing with a lot of the X-Men books. Is they have these enormous cast of X-Men characters, but they don't. It's like some of them are just there as background noise, and they don't actually seem to develop a lot of them. So I do like it when they develop characters and you get to learn more about them. Next up is X-Men, issue 11. I still need to read issue 10, but I thumbed through this, and I don't think it's the same artist who's been doing the previous books, and I'm a little disappointed in that. But at the very end, there's like a little mini story, 4 or 6 pages, and the artwork in that is really nice. I like it. So, move on to Wolverine. Well, not Wolverine, but Savage Wolverine, issue 15. Now, that new volume of Wolverine that they just relaunched, with that number 1, where he has claws that aren't exactly his claws, and you know what? The artwork looks nice, but Wolverine's got a gun on the cover, and apparently I talked to somebody about it at my local shop, and they said they read it, and it's like Wolverine is, because he doesn't have his healing factor, that he's kind of a big, he's lost his mojo, I guess. And I'm not buying it. I dropped that book. I won't be getting it again, and until I hear better things about it, because I just, one, they didn't really need to relaunch that as another volume, and it's Wolverine. It shouldn't matter if he's got his healing factor or not. He should still be a kick-ass dude. Now we're getting into the cosmic Marvel universe. Nova number 13. Now, I've heard a lot of people, or read articles and whatnot, and read posts on articles, or comments on articles, that people don't like Nova. They don't like Sam, the character, as Nova, and then they want Richard Rider back. I can see that, but at the same time, I like Sam. I think he's a pretty cool. I think he's a good character. He's a smart ass punk kid. Who's dealing? He's kind of reminds me of Greatest American Hero, where he's learning to use his powers as he goes. Like that character in the TV show learned to use his suit as he went. I don't think it ever went for more than a couple of seasons, but that was an interesting show. So back to this. I did read a comment where somebody said that they would really be interested in the story. They would really like Nova a lot better if Marvel were to develop. So we've all, if you've been reading the book and you've read any of the other books, you've seen that there are other Novas. That there was like a Nova Corps at one time. It looks like Sam is like the last Nova left, but as he's bumbling through through his adventures, he's finding other Novas that are dead and finding helmets, and it seems like the helmet is what gives him the Nova power. So I think I agree with that comment I read on that article. It'd be pretty cool if Marvel actually developed the Nova Corps like DC has the Green Lantern Corps. I think it would be cool, and I would probably pick that book up also. Next up is a book that I've been looking forward to since I saw the cover of number 1 someplace or other, and it is The New Warriors, number 1. I'm excited about reading this book, and I might just skip my homework for a little while and stick my face in here and check it out. So Justice, Speedball, Nova. I think that's Scarlet Spider on there because it looks like Scarlet Spider, but I haven't been in there yet and I haven't read it. The Sun chick I saw her recently in Avengers book or something, and a chick that looks like Gamora, and I'm not sure if the greenish chick in the middle, if this is supposed to be a spinoff of Namorita from the original New Warriors, and I have zero idea who this dude is, but I'm gonna find out after I'm done with this video, just because, you know what, this one can't wait. I gotta read it. And I have one more, and this is gonna be, last week I didn't pick a cover of the week. Sorry, I screwed up on that. But this week, this is my cover of the week, and it's New Warriors number 1, the Scotty Young variant. The reason I started buying these variants all the damn time is because the Thanos cover that Scotty Young did, I saw that and it was just comical and I had to pick it up. And so since then, I've been buying all of the Scotty Youngs that come into my shop, my local comic shop, not mine, because if it was my comic shop, guess what? I'd be telling you every comic book was a winner. So you'd be down there buying it. But yeah, I just think this is very comical and very cool. And another thing that I saw recently on a post was that they don't understand why, at least this person who commented, he was commenting on how Speedball looks like he's way too happy now because, after, I guess, I didn't read it because I was not reading comics much at the time, but I guess there was another volume of Nova someplace in the last 6 or 7 years, and that Speedball blew up a grade school full of kids. That would probably bring me down, and so he became Penance to make up for that. But anyway, so yeah, somebody's commenting how they didn't think that he should be looking so happy, how he should be more of a sourpuss. But he's looking like I'm feeling on the inside right now because oops, touching his wiener, sorry. Anyway, I think he looks pretty damn funny and pretty comical, and these Scotty Young covers are pretty damn cool in my opinion. So, that Scotty Young variant, my favorite cover of the week. So, I told you I got something on eBay. Now, I've been ranting about eBay and people and greed and whatnot lately. And one of my things was about that Secret Wars #8 that I saw with a guy wanting way too much, it's autographed and CGC'd, and he wants like a lot of money. And, it's only going to go up in value when Stan dies, so let's hope Stan dies soon, kind of thing. Well, fuck that idea. That guy really pissed me off, so I got on eBay. I didn't get a CGC copy of it, and didn't get an autographed copy of it. But I did get it, plus the other 11. So, I don't know. I think I paid too much for this stuff after, actually really getting in here and looking at it, because while this cover's not in horrible shape, you see where the red is rubbing off there. And these books look like they haven't been read in a long time. Because, let me get to the flip to this last one and show you kids why. If you're using Mylar, or not Mylar, but if you're using poly bags and just regular boards, this right here is why you've got to be mindful and spend more money to replace them. Look at this. It's not going to work, but this, I think that the light from outside is too much. But anyways, this freaking board is yellow, and look at how wrinkled this bag is. So I believe this comic hasn't been touched in a couple decades at least. Well, is it that old? Yeah, it's 2 decades old. So anyways, no, at least a decade then. So anyways, I got all 12 issues. I'll show you real quick. Got issue 1. And this is such an awesome cover. I have a few of these from when I was a kid, but I never got all 12 of them, and I've never read the whole. I've never read the whole thing, so I'm looking forward to it. Now oh my god, it's Newsstand. You know what? Here's a little rant of mine on Newsstand and direct market. Who cares? Honestly, I don't really. That's ridiculous. It's not like a variant where the entire cover has changed and a new piece of artwork is put on there, and it's not like those price variants where they were testing the market in select areas back in the 70s. This is just a fucking UPC code. I don't count that as a variant. That's just my rant on that. And if you do count it, well, I have nothing bad to say about you. I just don't agree with you. And this one, #2, it looks like it's in really good shape. Corners are nice. Magneto is doing his thing. I have issue 3 from when I was a kid. But now I have 2 copies, and if I ever get my collection all down here, I'll go through it and probably, I don't know, get rid of it. But the thing about all my comic books from when I was a kid, they don't have date stamps on them, but they do have dates written on them in grease pen, or like in grease pencil, because that was how they did it in like the area. The distributor did it in the area that I lived in. Some of these are really nice shape, just from looking at them through the bag and the. So when the guy's his description is a little off on the first issue, but issue 4, I have this one from when I was a kid too, but again, I'm sure that this one is in much better shape than my copies, because I read my comic books like a madman when I was a kid, and I didn't have bags and boards, and I stacked them, and I probably did everything wrong when I was a kid as far as collecting comics. But I did the best thing and the right thing to do with comic books. I read them and I loved them. So anyways, here's issue 5. I don't have this one, and so I'm going to find out what happens. Issue 6. Looks like I don't have this one either. It looks like the villains are getting their shit together and working as a team. But we all know they lost in the end, right? Right? You guys do know that by now, right? Issue 7, I really like this cover. Don't have this one. But, yeah, pretty cool. I'll find out. I have the big the money book of the lot, and it's issue 8. Wow, look at that. Wow. Good book. Nice corners. All that happy stuff. Watch, I'll open it up and it'll be missing a fucking staple or something. I had issue 9 when I was a kid. I really like the cover. It's pretty cool. I'm going to read it sometime. I had this issue, 10, but I think I lost the cover on it at one point. Issue 11. And again, this is like I just opened these before I started this video, so. Oh, and tape. See, this is always like, I fucking hate tape. Occasionally I'll work at my local shop doing like when he buys a collection and he needs them to replace, you got to replace the bags and boards. Yeah, so I'll go in and I'll help with that. And holy fucking shit, sorry. I know some kids watch my stuff. I apologize, but too much tape. What in the world do people put in this? Like I've had to open books that had a piece of tape all the way across and all the way, and like it was sealed in there. Oh my god. So anyways, so I'm gonna show you real quick, just because I'm ranting on tape. I'm gonna show you something I learned by watching Hippies. No, not Hippies. Cougar Comics. He's got this one thing about grading books, and he's got this one tip about tape. You just take your piece of tape, and it's so simple. Once you see this, if you haven't already seen this, you're gonna be like, duh. Anyways, you just take your piece of tape, and you make a little flap on the end. Just one piece with a little flap, so you got a little pull tab. And then you just stick it on your book. And when you want to open the book, you just peel the tape off and you stick it back onto the bag or throw it away or whatever. But since I watched this video, I've been doing this. I haven't had a single tape pull since then. And if you've had one tape pull, like he said, one is too much. So yeah, Cougar Comics, that's an awesome tip. And I think I left that comment for you, and you're like, I guess you learned it from an old dealer. But either way, it's a great tip, and it's one I'm happy to pass along. And again, Cougar Comics, I got that tip from Cougar Comics. So credit where credit's due. Okay, so yeah, so this is issue 11. What I wanted to show you is, I think there's too much glare in this, but this is, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can see how yellow that is, but that's why you got to replace your bags and boards. And when I'm done with this video, right after I read that New Warriors #1, I'm going to replace my bags and boards for these 12 comics. And here's issue 12, and that's my, oh yeah, that's it for that stuff. Back to my rant about eBay. Remember I told you about a guy with issue 57 of the Avengers, first appearance of the Vision, awesome red monochromatic cover, wants $900 buy it now, price for 8.0 CGC book. Not good news because his book is still up there, so it's not good news for him. But because I put an offer in on the book, which was promptly rejected, I do get to see that it's been relisted for $800 buy it now price. So eventually somebody's going to hit his mark, or eventually he's going to bring it down where somebody's going to hit a price. But a little bit of justice is being served in the form of a $100 reduction on the price of that book. So anyways, yeah, I think I'm done complaining right now. I'm probably always going to be full of complaints about comic books and the greed that people have out there. But again, as has been commented, these things are only worth what we're willing to pay for them, which is why I implore you guys to, with eBay, my thing with eBay is I will pay more than a book guides it lists for in the guide. And I really like it when there's auctions, and because you can, or the person's realistic with their buy it nows when they do the best offers. I've had some where they'll have a price that's way too high, and I'll make an offer, and then they'll counter offer, and we'll negotiate. I don't mind that, because then, and I get that, I understand why they do that, but at the same time, like, even putting a book on there, buy an offer twice the price, and, best offer negotiating, that's not a horrible idea in my opinion. But it's the 9-10 times the price of the book guide value is just ridiculous. So, yeah. I got homework to do, folks, and I got a book to read, and I got a few to rebag, so you guys have a good day.